Welcome to Mom Knows Ball, episode 18, and we're joined by our recurring guests, Roq and Markesha Montgomery. Exciting stuff. How we doing, y'all?
Good.
How are y'all doing?
We're good. Y'all were our first guest, and y'all were here when, we were getting things going, and we're just glad y'all are back. And for those who didn't watch the episode that Roq and Markesha were on before, first of all, you need to go back and watch it. And secondly, Roq is an offensive lineman for the University of Alabama. Roll Tide, Roll Tide, Roll Tide.
That's
and
right.
Markesha is his so fine, so fly mom, who absolutely knows ball. Roq, why are you laughing at me?
Absolutely, I know ball. Right, don't laugh at the truth.
Y'all didn't hear this, but before we started recording, there was the most mom and son fight over someone's phone being trash. And she, Markesha was like, we're on the same carrier. I mean, it's classic stuff. So me and my mom have definitely been there. Gotta keep people on their toes.
All right. No iPhone.
So we're gonna get right into it, okay? We're gonna get right into it in terms of just kind of starting with the last conversation that we had. It was after the big win versus Georgia. And then, we had a season that some things went really great for us. And then, some things didn't play out the way we wanted. So I think, Rod, just starting with you, and we'll get deeper into the seasons. Like overall, like what are the learnings that you think you take from the season that you'll take into 2025?
The first thing I say is not to get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Being in the limelight is cool for the moment, but then again, you just gotta know how to keep the main thing, and you know what I'm saying? Like never get too comfortable. Like you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we won against Georgia, big game. Then, you know what I'm saying? We got ranked as the number one team in the country. And then, like, we fall short to, like, Vanderbilt. Then we lost to Tennessee. We lost to Oklahoma. So I feel like keeping the main thing is, like, what would set us apart from everybody else. And, like, I think, like, once we have a game like how we did against Georgia, against everybody, like, we'll be, like, an unstoppable team. That's how I feel personally. And that's, like, the lesson that I could take from this past season.
Yeah, that was a great game. I was there for that. That was when I met both of you. And Markesha, kind of, how are you feeling after the season? Well, how are you feeling right now as we prepare, for our bowl game?
Feel pretty good about the season. Like I've been telling a lot of people that you really can't say too much. Too many bad things about this season. This is Coach DeBoer's first season. I think he did an excellent job coming into the SEC for his first time. I mean, you got to look back when Nick Saban first came to Alabama. People don't really want to talk about that because, he been doing his thing for the last 17 years. But when he first got to Alabama, he was 9-3. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to look at where he came from and where this program is heading. I think that he has done an excellent job. Yeah, we had some hiccups along the way, but you still can't say that they did not do a good job throughout this past season. I feel like they did.
Yeah, because, it's interesting what you talk about. And Jordan, I know I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but like, I think I read a statistic that every coach that came to Alabama in their first year lost 4 games. And actually Nick lost more than 3, Markesha. So it's, that first year is the first year. Jordan, I know you were getting ready to say something.
No, I mean, I think you brought up, Nick Saban, and it looks like, Kalen, he did go to the Nick Saban school of chewing players out in the sideline. And we have one of the people who did get chewed out, and I love seeing it because I felt like it just gave me flashes of Saban going after AJ. And look, man, like it shows that he cares. It was clearly like a moment where like you guys were up, what, 34-0, and he's still getting after it. And, I did want to ask you about, like, what did he say, and was it, like, what was the learning lesson from it, I guess? Not to put you on the spot, but...
I'm not gonna say everything he said, but he was just telling me like we don't do that at the end of the game. I hit when somebody starts something first, the second person always get caught. So I was the second person to get caught. So I'm blocking through the whistle. You know what I'm saying? Don't get many opportunities to really touch the field. So when I do touch the field, I'm gonna give it my all. And I'm just blocking through the whistle. Whistle blows. Like, we already beating them 34-0. The game finna be over with. And one of the D linemen, he just wouldn't. It was a D lineman or a linebacker, I can't remember, but he just wouldn't let go of me. And, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be respectful because I was about to dump him, but, like, I wasn't going to dump him. And then, like, the whistle had already blew. So he holding on to me. I'm trying to get ready for the next play. And then I think we called, like, a timeout. He still wouldn't let go of me, and then I pushed him off me, and then, like, that's when everybody seen me push him off me or whatever, and then that's when the boy had got on me. So it just went from there. But, like, we talked about it the next day. Like he wiped it from his memory. He told me, and he was like, it's okay. Like, we just can't do stuff like that. And then I said, yes, sir. And then we've been good ever since. So.
No, and I think it's like when you see a coach chewing out a player like that, that's because they care, and that's because the player is worth the investment. And they always say the players that the coaches is the hardest on is the one that they feel has the most potential. So again, I took it as like a look. He's getting after, like you said, like play through the whistle, and things happen and escalate. I'm not going to pretend like I ever, as my middle school football career, gotten into it. I was probably running away from stuff, but it. Hey, you are now in the like the long list of great Alabama players to get chewed out by the head coach. I used to get AJ McCarron, I think Derrick Henry. So look, it's an elite class. So no shame at all.
And it's so, as you talk about making sure that your son is respectful of adults, I do have to tell you a little story. So, I went down to OU to the game, and I was going to try to connect with Roq, but I couldn't. So what I did is I just sent him a text before the game. Me and my friends were standing in front of the stadium, let him know. And it was so sweet, the text he sent back to me. He said, okay, make sure y'all stay warm because it was cold. And I thought, like, that was the sweetest thing. Like, he was like, y'all stay warm, as opposed to saying something, hey, we getting ready to go in here and do this. And I thought that was just the sweetest thing. And I thought it was a huge reflection of you, that's the approach he took.
That's why I said make sure y'all stay warm, because being from the South, I don't like being cold. I can't stand the cold. I can't do it. I can't tolerate it. One of my nostrils stocked up right now because it's cold.
Right.
No, I just thought it was really sweet. And I just thought like it was a reflection of you, that he was like making sure we stay warm. And now I just thought it was sweet. The girls that I was with, I was like, look at this. This is so sweet. So you're doing a good job.
Hey, when you get drafted by the Packers, though, you're gonna have to get used to the elements. I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be some cold weather teams in the NFL. So I know I'm gonna give you a pass for now, but just get used to it, because you're gonna have to, regardless, travel and play some cold games in December once you play on Sundays. So
I'll be cool with traveling away to go play in the cold, but being like at home in cold, I can't do it. No.
It was a great season, and I think we can all acknowledge that. Y'all ended the way every Alabama season should end, by beating, the biggest rival.
Yes.
But I guess, were you roll damn tide? Were you surprised by the news of being left out of the playoff, or was it something that you guys had kind of not expected, but like you knew that there was a good chance that you might be left out? Like, what was kind of the in real time reaction?
I was watching all the conference championship games. like a couple of weekends ago, just trying to see like what was gonna happen. So me and my best friend, we just here watching all along. We watching Georgia versus Texas. So that's one. We knew Oregon was gonna win, and then we started watching SMU and Clemson because like the Oregon and Penn State, and then the SMU and Clemson game, like those were 7 o'clock games. So like we waiting all day on them. So I was like, the game we need to be watching is the SMU and Clemson because like this is gonna dictate whether we in the playoffs or not. So we room for SMU to win or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like Clemson was, you know what I'm saying, they was giving it to SMU like pretty bad. So I kind of felt it like that we weren't gonna make it to the playoffs because I'm like I couldn't even I stopped watching the game. Like, I just went in my room and started playing the game. I was like, well, see y'all next year. Like I could already feel it. And then out of nowhere, they was like SMU had came all the way back, and I'm like, wait, whoa, like they can win, but then they end up not pulling through. So I'm like, yeah, I could already tell. And then, you know, I don't know. I feel like because of like how close of a game it was and like making it a good game, I feel like that's what pushed them over to like have Clemson in there too. But you know, they played in their championship game, and they lost. Like they was ranked higher than Clemson. And then what killed me about it too is like how people talk about like strength of schedule. Like I feel like me personally, like we should have did better as a team because it would have been like no losses are good at all, but like we would have been good with 2. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having 3, like we would have been good regardless if we would have had 2 losses. But you know, like the way they try to place teams in the bracket and stuff like that now, like dictating like teams' future in the playoffs, like based off strength of schedule, like who everybody play and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like biased to teams that have like say like a better record than us. Like SMU had a better record. Clemson didn't have a better record. They just made it to their conference championship.
Right.
I think they had like the same amount of losses, if I ain't mistaken.
They did.
And you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But like we got all these teams that's ranked like higher than us, but like they got like a real easy schedule. Like let us schedule an easy schedule. Like we'll go undefeated. But our schedule is never easy. And then everybody would be scared to see us in the playoffs because if we was to made it to the playoffs, then everybody know 9 times out of 10 we would have won it all.
Yeah, that's
100%.
what everybody was talking about.
Yeah, this nightmare. Yep.
Yeah, people is you know, and we mentioned this a little bit before. I think that the whole strength of schedule attitude or preference, it doesn't even they don't use that when they're scheduling throughout the year. They go, oh, they're undefeated. But who have you played? Yes, if you
even
know
Oregon.
You know, it's like yeah, I mean, like every undefeated team is not created equal, and so when you put SMU that high when they haven't beat anybody, then you kind of box yourself in on that last game. So, and again, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
He's not bitter, folks.
I'm not bitter. I'm just.
I am.
Markesha.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be the best 12 teams in the country. And I mean, yeah, okay, we had an ugly loss to Oklahoma. I can go into details about how I feel about that game because, like I tell everybody, I don't steer away from this. When it comes time to playing Bama, this is how I feel. I know it's just an opinion, but people bring out all the stops. They do whatever they need to do to beat us. You know what I'm saying? They took the touchdown back. I ain't saying that we would have won, but I felt like the momentum would change. Jeremy Bernard couldn't see, you know, so Jalen Miro probably couldn't see either. I mean, it's just the stuff that happens. Look at when we played Tennessee at home. They the biggest cheaters ever. They had speakers on the field. Then when they got called out for having the speakers on the field, when they played at home the next weekend, guess what? There were no speakers on the field. So, I mean, when it comes time to playing Alabama, I feel like people do some real treacherous stuff, but nobody wants to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, look at how Oklahoma didn't even pass the ball. They ran the ball because I feel like they already knew what was up. Why would we pass the ball? Because we can't see either. You know what I'm saying? So we've already been coached up that we just gonna run the ball. We'll just do what Vandy did, but they think we gonna pass, we're not gonna pass, we gonna run the ball because just like they blinded, we blind too. We threw for 3 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So I get that it was ugly. Nobody's gonna talk about get down to the nitty gritty of everything Bama has to go through to win a game. But I still feel like we are better than a lot of those top teams. I'm just being real because of the strength of schedule. They have played nobody. Hence, when you go to the playoffs, guess what? Nobody's going to want to watch that, just like 2 years ago when Georgia beat the dog mess out of TCU. That was the worst game ever. Nobody wanted to see that.
Ugly.
That's not competition. You know what I'm saying? You want to see somebody who. What's up?
I ain't gonna lie. Everybody like that know me or like knows like how my recruiting process was. So like everybody know how I used to be committed to Georgia. Like if we being honest, I feel like without us in the playoffs, Georgia got the easiest ticket to win another ring.
They do. They
never want to see y'all.
Like,
Oregon ain't beating Georgia.
It's not a
man. Oregon ain't beating Georgia. Dan Lanning can stand up there all day and say, all you got to do is win. All you got to do is win. Well, when you playing high school teams, you're going to win. Dan Lanning, you're going to win. So wait till you get to, and as a matter of fact, let me get this right, because y'all know I read up on my stuff, and I did not mean to get that statistic wrong earlier, because I hate being wrong, Melinda, about Nick Saban first season at Bama. I thought it was 93. It could have been more, but I was on the money. But if I'm not mistaken,
was saying that he had as bad a season as Saban did his
Boy
first
had
season.
a better one, exactly. So I think he's doing good.
He had a better.
But if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Tennessee and who are they playing? Is it Indiana? No. Ohio State. Tennessee and Ohio State play, and when they move up, don't they play Oregon? Is it Oregon? Who plays Oregon if they win in the first round?
Oh, I'm not sure. I would have to
look at the bracket now.
It might, look at the bracket, Jordan, because it could be Indiana and whoever Indiana is playing.
So if it's the winner of the Tennessee-Ohio State game plays Oregon.
I don't think Oregon gonna beat Tennessee. I'm just being real, and I hate Tennessee, but I don't see Oregon beat no darn Tennessee. So Oregon, you won.
I don't.
But I don't see it. You may pull it out. If you make it all the way, you're not beating Georgia. That's not going to happen. But I don't even see you making it to Georgia, Dan Lanning, if you really want to know. Now you're going to have to play somebody, because everybody knows that the SEC is the toughest conference it is. You have not played anybody. You play high school players all year long. So, okay, come back after you have to play Tennessee. And if they beat your butt, I want to hear you say, all you got to do is win. Well, that's all you had to do. And you would have made it to the Natty.
Yeah, I'm not
And like, you're right. Like, if we're being honest, is Alabama a top 12 team in the country? Everyone knows that. Everyone and their mom knows that.
Why
it's all the semantics. It's, we don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Right.
It makes zero sense.
Even Manuel,
Alabama bringing too much money to the table.
Even Manuel Ward, isn't that his name? Manuel Ward, the chairman over the Michigan guy. Even he said it the week prior to them coming up with the bracket, the college football playoff bracket. He had Alabama in. He really wanted to pick Alabama because he know that they were the better team. But then everybody starts saying, it's not fair if you make it to your your conference title game. It's not fair. Yeah, if you make it to the conference game and you get kicked out because you lost. Really? Well, if SMU was that good of a team, wouldn't they have beat a Clemson that South Carolina beat, that we beat South Carolina? Wouldn't they have won? So how can you
Yes.
say you were the better team if you couldn't even beat a 3-loss team who got beat by somebody we beat? You should have took all that into consideration.
Yeah,
SMU, and a lot of people really feel like that was rigged. Like I said, nobody want to talk about the get into the nitty gritty, because that's crazy. Y'all getting blowed out, then all of a sudden SMU just get a second win and they come all the way back. They wasn't fighting that hard.
yeah,
Clemson
because
just gave up.
it was it was kind of like I thought, okay, well,
Scripted.
if SMU gets blown out, because it looked like they were getting blown out, I said, well, okay, well,
Right.
then they're gonna put them in, and then it just comes down to like, a field goal. So it was the scenario that we wanted to happen the least, and it did. But
Yeah.
And
It's
like I
okay.
don't want us to look. I don't want us to dwell too much. Again, a lot to celebrate and looking
Right.
forward. We got Michigan
Yep.
last year. We know how that ended. Mom and I were sitting there crying in the Rose Bowl. But are you, Roq? Are you excited to kind of get like a redemption in a way playing Michigan? Is it bittersweet, or are you guys getting up for that game knowing, hey, like they ended our season last year, now we got a chance to like go off and kind of, I know it's not the same team, but still.
I start off by saying this. I feel like playing Michigan within the same year, since we just played them in the playoffs like this past season. I feel like that's real dumb. I will say that. That's one thing, because like we just played them. Another thing is we do owe them from the past season since we lost to them, so they might as well get ready. They got a lot of players or whatever that's optional now because they getting ready for the draft. I mean, I guess because they already know they're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to really talk too much. I feel like me and my team, we just going to do our part and I'll do due diligence and, you know what I'm saying, win the game. So, yeah, do we owe them? I feel like playing them in a bowl game when we played them in a bowl game last year for the playoffs within the same year, not even, 11 months apart, January. I feel like that's I feel like that, to me, I feel like it's real dumb, but to redeem ourselves from last year, last season, I feel like we gonna go to Tampa and we gonna do what it do. And we already played on the Buccaneers field before, so like it's not gonna be nothing different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a good attitude to have.
I
agree. It doesn't make any sense, but handle your business. It's a business trip. I'm confident y'all are gonna, hand it to the Wolverines. But yeah, I didn't even think of it in terms of playing literally within the same year. Yeah.
So we getting into Christmas and changing gears just a little bit. So what do y'all have planned for the Christmas holiday? I know, Roq, you still in school, but school is out, so you headed home soon, right?
Yes, well.
Okay, so what y'all got playing, Markesha? What's happening in the Montgomery household?
I'm not cooking. I just cooked for Thanksgiving. I went to Roq spot and cooked. I'm getting me some rest. After this week, I'm off. I'm getting me some rest. They better hope they get a piece of bologna for Christmas.
Do y'all have any my mom also just, she doesn't cook and or cannot cook. She made cornbread once that was tough. I'm sorry, Mom. We got to talk about the cornbread. We went to a friend's house for Thanksgiving when I was like in the 7th or 8th grade, and my mom had one job, and that was to bring cornbread. and she made the cornbread, and it like fell apart basically as soon as you like picked it up. And let's just say it was the talk of the Thanksgiving, for better or worse. We all to this day still make fun of Mom's cornbread. I don't know what happened in the process. But
I had some old ingredients. I had some very old ingredients.
Old ingredients. Who knows? You know, it's hey, it's all good, Mom. You know, you learn from it. Just that's one of those you just not gonna live down. It's a tough one. So
yeah, it was bad.
Funny.
It was bad. It was a bad look.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Now,
I
do y'all
do
have
know
like?
how to cook. I do know how.
She knows how. She knows. Yeah, she knows some things. She does. She's a solid cook.
I love to cook.
Do you guys have like what's your like favorite Christmas movie? Do you guys have like a tradition of like a movie you guys watch together, or what you do on Christmas Eve, or you guys just kind of keep it low key?
I'll let you answer that, Mama. With that, if you my twin for real, it's only one movie like that. All of us like watching together.
Oh my God. I hope I get this right because I'm gonna go with Home Alone.
Okay then.
See, because I mean we watched 1 and 2. Oh, I mean 1 and 2. You can't get enough of that. Yeah, that's our thing.
It's
So Home Alone, you can't go wrong with Home Alone. 1 and 2.
It's the GOAT.
Well, it's only another Christmas movie. Well, I say 2 more Christmas movies that's like the best to watch around Christmas time. So the next one I say is the Polar Express.
Yeah.
And then like come on now, like if we keeping it in the culture, like Friday after next, gotta watch Friday after next.
Yeah, that's funny.
I thought you were gonna say this Christmas.
That's what I thought he was gonna say too.
This Christmas is another like slept on one.
It is. I love that.
Think that's one. We don't get many movies, Christmas movies. So I remember in my head going to see this Christmas with my mom. So
I like that.
Have y'all ever seen Almost Christmas?
No, what's that?
Almost Christmas.
Look, watch Almost Christmas and thank me later. And then the Best Man Holiday, a good Christmas movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
See that one.
I'm thinking I've seen it.
I have watched so many Christmas movies. I watch Christmas movies all year long. And last week I did a whole post about how in every Christmas movie, all the problems get solved if you just drink a cup of cocoa. So I've been running around here drinking cocoa, waiting on all my problems to be solved. And still my bills keep coming in the mail. And ain't no tall, dark, handsome man coming to the door just because I'm drinking hot cocoa. And in my scenario, if a tall, dark, and handsome man come to the door, he'll probably try to steal my credit card. So
watch out now.
The hot cocoa is not working for me.
This has been a lot of fun, you guys. Seriously, thank you so much for joining us. You're our first guest and our favorite mom and son combination. We're rooting for you guys. Mom, do you know ball?
I know ball. Markesha, do you know ball?
Do I know ball? Of course I know ball. I love ball. Roll Tide.
Roq, do you know ball? Do you know any ball at all?
Man, I've been knowing ball since I was 5, since a jit said 5. Yeah, I know ball.
Consensus, we're all ball knowers. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, listening. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.